Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel Saqib Tech. This is Muhammad Saqib and we are learning Python programming. So today's lecture is very important. We are going to learn exception handling. That's a key concept in Python programming language. So we will be quickly looking at its definition, its usage, why we use it, what is exception handling, why, how to use throw, how to catch exception. We will be learning try except, then we will be learning try except else, we try except finally, and at last we will be checking that what are some common exceptions in Python programming language. So today's lecture is going to be very interesting and it will be very useful and very helpful for you in coding. Okay, so let's start. First of all, what we should know is that what is an exception. Basically, exception is an error in a program. When you are running program, you will be getting some error. You must have seen in my previous video, sometime I got some error. Okay, we use exception handling to use or to handle that errors. So how to use it? If an exception is not caught, the program is terminated. You know, if I am not handling the exception, whenever a program sees an error or a program gets an error, it automatically terminates the execution of program and our program gets stuck in that exception. So it is the best practice and it must be used in our program to handle exception, otherwise our program will not be good. Okay, so exception handling has two steps. First of all, it must raise or throw an exception. Raise or throw an exception means that wherever you know that here exception can occur, you need to throw that exception. And second one is catching. Catching means that when an exception is thrown, you need to check what exception it is and you need to do something. Okay, or you need to handle that it. Okay, so basically there are three keywords you need to remember. Raise is used to throw exception. Try is basically a block where which we will write code. Okay, in simple word, the code where we know exception can occur or error can occur, we will be putting that code inside try block. Okay, and except is a block to handle that exception. Okay, inside except block we will be writing code that what will we do when exception occurs. For example, you can see this is a program, this is a divide function and this is taking a number and it's returning 100 divided by number. So you know in mathematics we can't divide number by a zero. For example, if I am putting 0 inside a divide function, so it will be 100 divided by 0. It must be error. Our program will display 0 division error, integer division not multiple by 0. So this is actually an exception. If I am not handling it, my program will stop at that point whenever it will be dividing a number by 0. So it must be handled some way using try, using except, using throw or using else. Okay, so let's check it how to handle it. You must remember that why we use exception. There are two basically main two purpose. One I have told earlier is error handling, that whenever a Python program will accept or whenever it will detect an error at a runtime, you need to catch it, you need to respond to that error so that program did not stop and it simply prints the error message. Okay, second is event notification. This is also an important usage of exception handling. Exception can also be used to signal valid condition without you have to pass result flag around a program. Okay, you need to check that whenever a section occur, you can say that this event occur, this event occur. This can also be done using exception handling. So throwing and catching exception, how it is done, let's check it in the simple example. For example, I am creating an average function where I need to calculate the result by adding the number of a list. Okay, but by adding a number of a list, you need to convert that number to integer. This is a convert function. Okay, what convert function is doing, it is creating a value and converting it to the integer. You can now we can convert anything into integer by just passing integer around it. Okay, so we can convert anything by just passing integer function. So what can be error here? Error comes when, look, in this example there is no error because it's giving simple output 3. Okay, but if if we are passing string, for example I am string in the list, so whenever it will convert integer into string, you know string cannot be converted into integer, so this is an error. Okay, so look at here, for example I am passing 1 2 4 5 here. Instead of writing 2 in the digit I am writing in a string. So what will my program do? My program will be giving this type of error. Okay, you can see this type of error, value type val type is not int. Okay, so it will be stopping my execution and it will be not be continuing my program. So I must handle that exception. So how I will handle? I will do this thing in the zero in divide function. Okay, it will do this thing. What it will do? It will check try. For example, this is a divide function. Okay, this is dividing a number. So before we saw that if I am dividing number 100 by number, it will giving me error, it will stop the execution. But if I am passing it in the try block, simple method that whatever you want, wherever you can see that there can be an error, you need to pass it inside the try block. Okay, I write try, then I put a colon, then inside indentation I write the print 100 by number. Now what it will do, it will not give me error other, and what it will do, it will go to the accept block. In accept I write 0 division error. Okay, this is a 0 division error, is a keyword of a Python to check that if there is number is divided by 0, what it will do, it will give me message division by 0 not allowed. So for example, now I am passing 0 to a divide function, it will give me the output division by 0 not allowed. So this was a simple example. I hope you got some idea. You will be learning more when we will be practicing, so don't bother it. Okay, just try to understand it now. We can use try, except, else. Now you have got idea that why to use try, why to use except. Now what is the else? First, you know, in try I need to put the code where I know an error can occur. Then in except I need to tell program that what to do if you see some error. Inside else will be executed whenever code is executed with no exception. When there is no exception, so it will be executing else block. Okay, means that either except will be executed if there is exception, or else will be executed if there is no exception. Okay, for example, you can see there, if I am giving the same example of divide, so if there is an error, for example, if I am dividing a number by 0, it will give me the 0 is not possible, division by 0 not allowed. But if there is a no error, for example, I am passing 10, so it must be answer 10. Okay, it will be giving me the result is percentage d, that means it will be giving result is 10. You can see the output. Okay, this is a simple example of try, except, else. Another thing is try, except, finally. Now try and except are most clear to you. Finally is a keyword that is always executed. Okay, whenever it is exception or there is no exception, the finally will be always executed. Keeping this in the mind. Okay, let's look at the example. For example, same example, if I'm getting the result in the try, in except I'm saying that 0 division is not allowed, and finally I'm saying input was a number. I'm telling them what was the input. Okay, so whatever was the input, it must be printing. Okay, so it will be giving me the result that your input was 0. It will give, look, finally is always executed. Okay, look, first except is executed because there was exception, division by 0 not allowed, then it gave me your input was percentage d, your input was 0. Okay, so now let's look some common Python exception that you may use and you must use whenever you will be practicing, and basically when you will be doing some big project, you will be doing some mega project, so you must be using. What are these? First of them is IO error. Look at the spelling and look at the camel case. Okay, this is a camel case. So input error, if the file cannot be opened, we will be looking at the file handling. Import error, if we are getting some module, this will be also discussing in the further lecture. Look at these two. Value error, it will be give error when I am giving wrong value. For example, I am getting integer from user, but user is entering a string. Okay, so it will give me this error. So I can handle this type of error using value error exception. Key error, when a key is not found in, for example, in dictionary, or we can say in the my list, if key is not found, it will give in key error. Instead, if we want to handle this, I can use key error. Indentation error, if user had written wrong indentation, means that it did not given much space, it will be giving that. And syntax error, it also can be handled using syntax error exception. I can also create my own exception, means custom exception. What is the method to create my own exception? These were the common exception is that's a present already in the programming, okay. But if I want to create my own exception, what I will write class my exception. This is a syntax, and inside that I will be writing exception, and then I can write any code inside it how to handle it, okay. So if I want to call my own exception on zero division, what I will do, I will be write same zero exception, but inside that I will write raise my exception, and inside that I will write the message of the error, okay. So that was about today's lecture. So we must be practicing to master it. So let's start. So let's quickly practice my exception handling. I will be giving an example of input, getting input from user. For example, I am dividing two number, okay. I am doing def divide. This is a method to divide, create a function, okay. In divide I am saying, for example, a comma b, for example, okay, and it's returning return a divided by b. It's giving me basically it's dividing a first number by second number, giving me value. For example, if I write print, I will write print divide, and I will write 10 comma 2. What it will do, it will be giving me 5, okay, you got it. But what if I write 10 comma 0? Let's look at the exception handling first example. Look, it's giving me zero division error. You got this error, you can also copy it from here, okay. So I want to handle it. What I will do, I will go here where I'm getting error. I'm getting error in this line, you know. I will write try, I will write try, and I will write colon. I will put this inside the try block, so it must be one tab, okay. So you can see I write it inside this, and after I need to write accept, I need to accept, I will write zero division error, okay. Here I can handle anything. I will write print, I will write print division by 0, division by 0 not allowed, okay, 0 not allowed. Now it will not give me error, instead it will giving me this message, okay. It will giving this message. Now let's run it. You can see division by 0 not allowed, and it's returning me this, okay. So because it's giving me none, so that's error, because I have put nothing, result will be nothing, okay. So if I am not returning, I will simply go this. I can so print, I can say print a divided by b. I can also do this, okay, and I can simply call this function like this without print. So what it will do, it will be either it will be giving me the error, or either it will be doing great, okay. Because there is error, it will be giving me error. But if I'm writing 10 divided by 5, it will giving me 2, okay. So let's quickly look at else. Else, you know that whenever exception is not, it will give me else. It can give like this. For example, I'm writing print else, mean that there is no exception, okay, no exception. I'm writing no exception. So let's print it. You can see that result is given and no exception. But if I'm writing 0 here in division, okay, so it's giving me division by 0 not allowed, and it's not printing me else. Now I can give finally. Finally will be executed by all, okay. I'm writing finally, and I am giving print number is, for example, I'm saying, or I can do sum is, okay. Division is I can write for example, I'm simply giving anything, possible or not possible. For example, I'm writing possible, okay. So finally will always be executed whenever it is exception or there is no exception. So I can write, if I am giving no exception, it's, you can see no exception. Now all of the blocks are executed. Except is executed, else is executed, not executed, okay, and finally is executed. So this was today's example, today's lecture about exception handling. I hope you have got some idea, and in next lectures we will be doing some more example about it. I think you have got some idea today, but when we will be doing real life world, we will be solving real world problems, then you will be better understanding it, okay. So till now, take care a lot, and thank you so much. If you got anything interesting, if you find anything helpful, so please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye.